My name is Ingrid Engström and I am the CEO of Springtime.
What are the challenges with implementing change?
I think there are a number of challenges, but the most important one is not to focus only on the what questions, going into analyzing strategy, positioning, objectives, and creating the plan. I would say that is about 10% of implementing change. There was a man called Ulf af Trolle. He was from the Gothenburg School of Economics in Sweden, and he was known as the doctor for troubled companies. And once he got the question, what is the magic? What do you do when you go into these companies and help them? And he said, well, I walk into the former CEO's office. I sit down at his desk. They were all men at that time. I open the left drawer. I pick up the business plan and I implement. The 90% has to do with engaging and empowering the people in the organization. That's how you do it. To change culture, also work with mindset, behaviors. That is the key thing. Because what most top manager and management teams do is that they focus on the what and structural question. They work with the vision, the position, they look at competitors, they benchmark, they work with strategy, finding ways to be unique, changing system and tools. It's very well, you have to do that, it's very good, of course. But the logic of this process, first of all, it has a timeline, I would say nowadays, 2 to 6 months is this period. So that timeline meets something completely different when you move into the how questions, the people questions, and what we often talk about as culture. The logic, and now we have to understand ourselves, people, how do we go about when it comes to change? We are much slower, not as individuals, but as a system, because we are in a system where we have defined ways of success. Often, the culture of former success is the biggest threat to change.
How do you overcome these challenges?
I think it has to do with a number of things. First of all, to be really honest about the brutal facts, because if there is change needed, we have some problems and we have to address them openly. The second thing is to set the direction, because people need to know where to go, and to get everyone in the same direction is also key. This work is different from setting targets, because it's a position that you sort of never get to, but it should enhance proudness, energy, and also, of course, the answer how to beat competition. How do we create wake-up calls? And why is it necessary? Because we have to get the energy up. We want to make people say, this is interesting. I might look into this direction. I want to be part of this. I want to know more. And also, that's the positive side. The negative side is also important. If we continue doing what we do today, we will not be successful. So in order to keep being successful, we have to change. I gave the first profit warning in the global IT bubble. I had a lot of analysts flying in from the US saying, what is this? Is this an early indicator of that this bubble that something is happening? That was not the important thing. The important thing was that at that time, the 1,000 people in Knowit, in 1 second understood, this is the brutal facts. We are not performing as we thought. We have to change.
What are the success factors?
People is the first one, to get the right people at all levels in driving the change. What you measure is what you get, because it's a long term, it's a couple of years to really implement a change, and therefore you need to set targets to reach the target, to celebrate, and to keep that positive thing. And I also think to really take away hinder, and that comes for management. That is one of the most important tasks for management. It could be a person. It could be a process, it could be customers, it could be a country and a market. You have to be really on your toes and take away hinders along the way.
Ingrid, thank you very much.
Thank you.